Hey there, everybody. I'm Christina Lynch, professor of English and COSTA member at large. And I am here with David Jones, who's a professor of mathematics and a candidate for the FEC chair in the Senate elections. Hey, David, how are you
Hi,
today?
Christine. I'm doing well, Christina. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Are you ready to dive in?
Let's do it.
All right. What is your favorite food truck?
I live in Tulare. There's a food truck that shows up on like random occasions. I wish it was a schedule. It's over near the Starbucks in my area, and it's just great tacos. Makes great tacos. Yeah, it's just not there regularly. I wish it was. It's a roamer.
You got to follow
But
it around.
taco trucks in general are the winners.
What's the main reason you chose teaching?
I had originally wanted to do something else, but when I started tutoring, I really enjoyed it, sharing knowledge and seeing people do well and finding like the first summer I tutored, I helped a student daily, like a couple hours a day at Starbucks, and he ended up getting an A where he may not have passed the class, and his family invited me over for dinner. And so it like really set in my head that you could do this, you could be a teacher.
Excellent. What courses do you teach?
I teach the gamut of math courses, a lot of statistics and college algebra. I like Calc 3 a lot, but mostly it's statistics and algebra and trigonometry.
What's your proudest non-teaching accomplishment? Tell us about that.
As a student at COS, the first year the NASA Aerospace Scholars Program was running, Dr. Owens encouraged everyone in the MESA program to apply. I was the only one that did. I didn't think I'd get in because I was a mathematician and everyone else was engineering. And I got in, and I eventually got to intern at NASA a couple times, worked there. I've taken students there on tours and stuff, and it all started as when I was really a student at COS.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
What's something most people don't know about your past?
Ooh, my nickname when I was growing up was Bubble. I'm gonna go with that one.
Enough said.
And yeah, I've always been a little bit on the round side. Let's call it that.
What's your watch it 1,000 times movie?
People that know me would probably think Star Wars, but it's not. It's The Matrix. I love the villains in it, or the agent, all the good stuff in Matrix. Good stuff. Good show.
What's your late work policy?
I used to be very, very, very lax. I'm trying to crack down a little bit more on it. As it is now, there's a 25% penalty when they're late up till the test. They can turn in up till the test. But if they're late, there's a penalty on the points for it.
And your absence policy?
Absence policy, I don't take roll beyond day one. We're teaching adults here, and if they don't want to show up and learn, that's on them. I got my degree. I knew what it took. I encourage them to show up. But if they don't show up, their grades will show it.
What's one piece of advice to your students?
Work with others. Don't cheat, but you can learn a lot by working with others. I found that by tutoring, not only did I gain a lot, or the student gain a lot from helping them, but I reinforced everything I knew and just solidified my knowledge by helping someone else. And so no matter really what you're working on, you can really gain from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So work with others.
Do you have pets?
I do. I have a teacup Maltese. His name's Astro. He's white. He looks like a little teddy bear. Fortunately, he's starting to go a little bit blind, and he's bumping into walls. We're hoping it's diabetes, but we're going to take him to the vet tomorrow, actually.
On Sunday, do you hike a mountain or kill zombies?
Oh God, can I do this in a video game? I would say kill zombies. I would much rather. I do not like to exercise. I am lazy. I'll admit it.
What's a favorite recent teaching moment?
Okay, so just this last Christmas, like right before Christmas break, I got an email from a former student, and he was in my algebra class, and he did all right, but he asked me a lot of questions, and he came to my office hours, and he was asking for help on what can I do to apply for the police program? I want to be a police officer. So I walked him through the application and stuff like that, and was giving him advice on how to interview. And I did the reference letter, and he sent me a picture of him being given his badge and stuff as a trainee for the police program. And so we got in, and it was just really, really rewarding.
Where do you go for a long weekend?
The coast or Vegas, depending on how long the weekend is. We like going out to the coast. It's just beautiful. I studied fluid dynamics, and I like watching the waves and think about all that. This is kind of cheesy, but the math that goes along with it. And, but it's also beautiful. And then Vegas, I like gambling.
Do it now or wait until the last minute?
I'd like to say do it now, but I find that some stuff, depending on how bad I really want to get it done, some of it makes it to the do it last minute. But for the most part, do it now.
What's another career you'd pursue?
I wanted to be a fantasy writer. I actually took a course last spring here with James Espinoza on creative writing, and I'm starting to work on writing a story. I hope it turns out okay. We'll see, but
That's
I am working
amazing.
on it. Yeah.
What's your favorite anxiety reliever?
Oh, it used to be alcohol. I quit drinking though. A nice hot shower. It really, just takes it out.
What's your favorite thing about your job?
Changing lives. Really, like the story I just gave about the student. Some students, for me, in the math, being a math teacher, I get a lot of students that just walk in day one. They don't want to be there, and you know it. And so I spend a week talking about growth mindset and can you become a math person even though you don't think you are now. And we go over what they're good at now that they used to not be good at. Like if they play a musical instrument, well, at one time you didn't think you could do it, and now you can. And so even just change, not just like the drastic changes, but just getting people to change their minds about how math is and maybe doing more with their lives.
Nice.
Good feeling.
Is your office decor minimalist or maximalist?
It's tending towards maximalist. I acquire stuff and it just never leaves the office. No more pack rat.
I like it. What's the biggest obstacle you would remove for students if you could?
Finances. Definitely. If we could make it so that they could attend and not have to worry about where's my next check coming from? How am I going to feed myself? How am I going to pay for these books? Any of it.
Yeah. What's the best thing about being a COSTA member?
It's the camaraderie. I'm not alone in this. When you're teaching, sometimes you feel like you're alone in the front of the classroom. And we meet together for department meetings and on occasion, but even then, with COSTA, there's other people and we're all trying to do better for ourselves. And I really like that.
That's great. Fabulous. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. And if you guys have any questions or need help with your benefits, I'm the benefits chair for COSTA too right now.
That's right.